So it's a beautiful sunny day in Wolverhampton, and I've got to do a report because the legendary reporter Tim Spears, who works for The Athletic, has done an interview with Wolves chairman Jeff Shi. It's a really good article, and it's a long article, so I thought I'd just take out the main points of that conversation and bullet point it for you and put it out in a video so you can have a listen and leave your thoughts on what Jeff has to say. So it's quite interesting actually, because according to the article, Spears has been trying to get an interview with directly with Jeff for a couple of years through The Athletic, and they've not managed to get one. Obviously they did the Ask Wolves series, and a couple of days after the transfer deadline has ended, Jeff's got in touch and has organised this interview. Now, has that got a bit of a timing to do with the fact that obviously there's a lot of fans disgruntled, not with the style of play, but with the business in the transfer window, and there's been stuff out on about eSports, that type of thing. So there's a cynical side that thinks, okay, but I think it's a good thing because Jeff wanted to talk about the whole Wolves brand as a whole and what they're trying to achieve, and obviously get that message out to the supporters. So on to the first thing that he's talked about is didn't really want to talk much about the transfer window. He's talked about the style of play and Bruno Lage. He's basically said they're very, very happy. It's a new cycle, and although they've not picked up any points, they can see that if we keep playing like this, that we're going to be picking up points, and we'll probably go on a bit of a run. He actually has said that also that the way they've changed and the way they're playing is it's gone faster than what they thought, and he's also brought a new lease of life to the players, which is, I think we can all see that, and that's obviously a really big positive. So moving on to transfers, obviously because he had to be pressed on that, he has come out and said that, you know, it's right that Bruno has wanted the extra 3 or 4 players, and he's been very, very much involved in the transfers. In fact, they were all together on transfer deadline day, and Bruno was also very much involved in that. They've targeted about 30 players. They weren't going to play over the odds, and they want a player that's going to improve the squad, be better than what they've got, not more of the same, which obviously they put in the bids for Botman and everything like that. But one of the things that he said in the interview was they didn't think any of the secondary players were going to really be any better than Kilman, Bolly, Soyes, Cody, etc. and Yerson, obviously, who's come in. Jeff has also gone on to say that he believes it's a good transfer window on the whole, even though they didn't get all the targets. They've still got a squad of senior players of 20. Ideally, they would have wanted 22. Bruno understands the situation, and when it comes to transfers, it's not just about wanting to buy, it's about the selling club, it's about the player, and obviously the quality of the player. And he basically thinks, although they didn't get everything they wanted, on the whole it's a good transfer window because they've got other players back, and the likes of Adama Traore and Ruben Neves they've managed to keep. He talked about transfers out that people could have seen that they were going to go out. However, he does think that they've been given a new lease of life under Bruno's system, and Bruno is a big influence in them ultimately staying, and let's hope that Traore does sign that new contract. So we also talked about Nuno, obviously, because he was asked a question and basically said there was no regrets with the parting of the ways. The cycle had come to a end. He said it had been difficult for Nuno in the last 18 months with family and stuff, which may have had an impact, but they've got no regrets with the parting of the ways. And obviously Jeff wished Nuno well for his new career with his new club, and said that his place with Wolves would always be remembered and appreciated. They've also talked about the Molineux redevelopment, because obviously a lot of fans have asked about this. Reiterated really what it said in the Ask Wolves series, that if they do something it needs to pay for itself back within 10 years. Talked about interest rates. Again, something that I'm not really personally understanding, because interest rates for me are as low as they're ever going to be at the moment. But they did say they'll look at it every single summer. It's something that I hope to start progressing within 2 to 3 years, and I just find it really, really interesting on when that's going to happen. But wasn't much else that you could say than that. They want a stable team, which is fair enough, and then if they don't have to spend loads of money on the players, then it's something they can look at. That's kind of what the takeout is. He also talked about eSports. Wolves have been really getting massive into this eSports. I know a lot of fans don't really understand that, I'm guessing. It's just like, why? Jeff's explaining it's all about building the brand. There's a massive market over in China. They've invested in buying these big, one of them that's won the World Championships in different sports, and they're basically using it as a means to try and grow the brand, and through that growing attachment to Wolves, and then of course growing revenues. There's lots of other developments coming down the line apparently as well, but that's the thinking behind that. But obviously the average fan at the moment is thinking, well, how is that going to really benefit the team? But I'm guessing it's going to be all to do with growing the revenues, but we'll wait and see on that one. So I'm over in Cannock now. So some of my key thoughts to finish off on the interview. First off, it's clear that Wolves are going to have to stand on their own 2 feet. It's not going to be a club where the owners just throw shed loads of money at it all the time and that type of thing. So sustainability and growth is the key. The eSports move, I think it's a positive thing. Obviously it's hard to see the bigger picture right now, but if it does help grow revenues for the club and fan base, then obviously that'll be a good take out from that. But this is going to be a bit of a medium to long-term project, I think. So the proof in the pudding, as I say, we'll have to wait and see. On some of the transfer business though, you can't get away from the fact that we're short in midfield. Obviously they've let Gibbs White go out on loan, and I still worry, like a lot of the fans, that could bite us in the bum if we do pick up some injuries in a long, hard season. Let's hope that they can bring reinforcements in that area in the January window, and we can get through to without any major injuries at that point. On the transfer deadline, obviously Jeff Shi states that they wasn't able to get any of their first choice targets, so secondary choice targets over the line on transfer deadline day. They did have like 84 days. I'd still love to know what the first choice targets were during the rest of the window. They said there was 30. Obviously we don't know, we'll have to wait and see. I do think there will be some progress made in the January transfer window, but it does leave Bruno Lage's squad too short of where he wanted to be, especially, as I say, in the midfield position. And you know, but saying that, have we got a stronger team than last year? We're rolling and getting the players back and keeping Traore and Neves. Probably the first 11 to 14, 15 players, yes. It's after that we start to worry, but there has been some good signs from, say, the likes of Kilman and all of those in defence, so we'll wait and see what happens on that. So, on to Molineux redevelopment. Thoughts on this is I don't really still buy this thing on the interest rates, because interest rates, have they ever been this low? It sounds more to me like they don't have the money to do it and they're focusing on the team, in which case I don't know why they don't just say that. It just seems like this interest rate thing, I'm not sure I buy it, but we do need to redevelop the stadium, and it does need to be something that they want to grow. Has got to be actioned sooner rather than later. You just look at the plans that Leicester have released, and let's hope they do take action sooner rather than later. And to finish off on a positive note, the club is being run on a sound, stable financial basis. It means we don't have to be self-reliant on a benefactor that could get bored and get fed up. I think Wolves is definitely the crown jewel in Fosun's armoury. They've got many businesses worth billions of pounds more than Wolves. They try to obviously abide by the rule book, and like apparently some clubs like City and Chelsea, they don't mind taking the fines. And the other positive is I'm loving Bruno ball at the moment. So long may it continue, but bloody hell, can we get a goal at the weekend? That would be amazing, and get some points and win a game, let's hope. Look out for the match preview and the match day vlog for that. Hope you've enjoyed this update in the sunshine here in England. And as always, I'm Dazzling Dave. Love to you and your families. Let me know what you think on my thoughts and the summary in the comment section below. If you like this sort of video, please smash a like and consider subscribing. Until the next one, always Wolves.